Only on two, no one is immune to the opioid crisis. For athletes, performance pressure, injury, and treatment with painkillers can lead to abuse and sometimes even death.
And that sad reality came true for a star OU player who eventually overdosed.
Austin Box, linebacker.
Two Works for You reporter Micah Hatfield sat down with the young star's father, who says he was blindsided by his son's struggle.
Going to watch the St. Louis Cardinals every summer was a tradition for OU linebacker Austin Box and his father Craig. 2011 was no different, except it would be the last time they ever went. The day after they got back, Austin died.
Hey, what's going on?
There's a guy who stayed with me last night, and he's not responding to me. And, he takes pain pills, and he's not responding to me.
Is he breathing?
I don't think so.
5 prescription painkillers were found in his system, including morphine, hydrocodone, and oxycodone, plus anti-anxiety medicine. None were prescribed to him.
There's no question he hid it from us, but we had no idea until he died.
Austin had a competitive spirit on the field. He started in football at age 4, eventually playing for Enid High and the University of Oklahoma. With that fierce competitive spirit came injuries. First, it was a fracture in a vertebrae in his back in high school. Then, Austin dislocated his elbow and needed surgery. At OU, he tore his meniscus in both knees, 1 year after the next, both requiring surgery, setting him back on the field. Finally, in 2010, a ruptured disc in his back.
My wife and I have always speculated that last back injury really emotionally probably hurt him more than anything, and it really set him back, and we've often thought that probably was the last straw.
It was some time after that 2010 season that Craig and his wife think Austin's addiction started. But even almost 7 years later, they can't say when or why for sure, because they didn't even know he had a problem.
I know he had prescriptions when he had his back, but even after he passed away, my wife found his prescription at home, and he hadn't used all those pills.
All they can assume is he was getting them off the streets.
My wife and I have felt extreme guilt that we missed something, or we didn't do something we could have done, or picked up on any kind of nuance.
The thing about the kids that are, or anybody that's addicted to narcotics, pain medication, they actually function normally.
Dr. Brad Boone, the TU football team physician, steers clear of prescribing opioids unless it's post-surgery. And even then, he keeps it at a maximum of 7 days before putting the athletes on something that doesn't have addictive qualities.
I think we're better at realizing the other options to opioids for chronic pain.
Dr. Boone says athletes in Austin's position, who have had several surgeries, are oftentimes more at risk of becoming addicted. Plus, take into account the pressures put on athletes to get better and get back out on the field or court as soon as possible.
The stigma of addiction needs to go away so that families and our patients are able to seek out for help when they need it, when they're addicted, without feeling socially demoralized.
And that's what Craig Box and his wife are hoping to accomplish through their foundation. Educating schools and communities about the dangers of opioid addiction to prevent someone else from facing the horrific loss they did.
You see this beautiful green grass behind me. It's every day. It's about 60, mid-60s.
Every month we hear from one or more people from across the country thanking us because somebody in their family was dealing with it, and it made them realize that maybe something wasn't right.
In just the last year, the FDA has issued new guidelines to doctors to prevent deaths like Austin Box's. Micah Hatfield, 2 Works for You.